When I got pregnant, I told my baby's father about it. He took me to a clinic. We did a pregnancy test. It was positive. Now, I told him I want to keep the baby, but he gave me all these reasons why we should not keep the pregnancy. Some of the reasons, the ones I can remember, he spoke about my dad's career. My dad is a pastor. And he said how much shame I'm going to bring to his reputation. He spoke about his brother's career, who was a priest in a Catholic church, and how much shame and ruin it was going to bring to his brother's reputation. He spoke about the fact that we have not even graduated from the university yet, talk less of getting a job. So what kind of world are we going to be bringing this child into? The child will suffer. We'll be doing more harm than good. He spoke about the fact that it's not even a living thing yet. It's just blood. So we're not doing anything bad by getting rid of it. These are the reasons that I can remember. Even though I still wanted to keep the baby, I saw a reason in what he was saying. Reluctantly, I told him, okay, we'll proceed with the abortion. So when we went back to Boya, I had to go to Boya to go and finish up some things in school in preparation for graduation. I went to this clinic in Boya. Is it Tad Malingo or on Tad Malingo? I'm always confused with these two streets. Anyway, I went to this clinic and I saw a gyno. I told her I'm pregnant, but I don't want to keep the baby. She could tell. She could tell that even though I was the one saying it, they were not my words. She could tell that it was another person speaking through me. And she did something really smart. She did not try to advise me. No, she did not even show any sign of reluctance. No, she didn't do anything. She told me, okay, we're going to proceed with what you want, but we need to do a scan. We need to see how old the pregnancy is so we know how we can proceed. I drank water, got my bladder full. They did the scan and she made sure that I could see the screen. She showed me the screen and she showed me the baby and she's like, this is the baby. It was one tiny dot. And then she showed me something that changed everything. She showed me the baby's heartbeat. And I know she did it on purpose. She didn't have to do that. She did it. And when she showed me the baby's heartbeat, that was when I had the firmest mind made up ever. I told her, print out the picture. She printed the picture out. At that time, my baby's father was still in Yaoundé. I wrote a letter. Oh, those days of writing letters. I wrote a letter and I sent it to him and I put the picture of the scan inside the letter. I told him, this is your baby. I just want to tell you that I'm not going to abort this child. Don't worry. I'm not going to be that person that will force you to take responsibility, force you to get married to me. I'm not going to do any of that. If you choose to be part of it, good and fine. If you choose not to be part of it, I will take care of this baby against all odds. And if my family rejects me, I will take full responsibility. But I just want you to know I'm not proceeding with the abortion. Then he contacted me and he said, he respects whatever my decision is. He will be there. He will support. We'll take care of the child together, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So after graduation, 5 months pregnant, I told my mom. When we were going back to Bamenda, he was in Bamenda also. I told my mom that I'm pregnant. My mom summoned him. He came. My mom expressed her disappointment, also expressed her reassurance that she was going to be there. At that time, my family had already decided that I have to leave. I have to go to Nigeria. So my mom shared the plan with him. If he chooses to go with me, they're going to rent a place for us for a period of time. I don't know if it was 1 year. I've forgotten. They're going to give us some money so that he can start up something to make a living and we will not have to pay rent for a good amount of time. So it will help us to set up a foundation and start our life. If we choose to come back later, then it's up to us. But she just wanted him to know that if he chooses to go with me, my family will do everything they can to make sure that we are all set up there in Nigeria. He refused. And I don't judge him. He's a man and all. I just wish that he had maybe told my mom he would think about it and maybe come up with some reasonable reason to at least share with her why he will not go rather than just blatantly refuse. But he refused. So I went to Nigeria alone. Went through everything that I went through alone. When I gave birth and we went to Port Harcourt, if you haven't watched the previous story, please do so you can follow up. When I gave birth, I went to Port Harcourt where I was living with the family friend who is married to a pastor. The pastor told me for him to make progress in the work that he's doing in getting my sanity back, he has to talk with my baby's father. From a man to a man, he needs to make my baby's father understand the psychological impact that my experience is having on me and also make him know that he needs to take responsibility, especially because we were preparing to go back to Cameroon. He spoke with my baby's father. He explained everything. And my baby's father said he was going to be there. He was going to give whatever support that we need. When we come back, he will be there full time. When we went back to Cameroon, initially, he did give me the impression that he was going to make things right. And he even gave me the impression that he was going to continue the relationship and take it through to the end. And I believed him. Anyway, I took a professional course. I had graduated from the university, but I took a professional course in marketing, advertising, and public relations. I completed the course. I got a job, a good job, because my daughter was in one of the most expensive schools in that area. So we were comfortable. He wasn't helping financially. I didn't expect him to. He was in Yaoundé doing his master's program, so he was not working. So I didn't expect anything from him. Anyway, so I was taking care of the finances and all. We were in Bamenda and he was in Yaoundé. My cousin, from my father's side, actually my dad's cousin's daughter, I don't know how to call that relationship, but I just call her cousin. She was also doing her master's in Yaoundé. This cousin, we have been together since I was in Form 5. So since I was 15 years old. I've been in the same school. I got my O-levels the same time with her, A-levels the same time with her. We went to UB together. We're in the same university. So we pretty much, from 15 years, we pretty much were together, growing up. I tried to be close to her, but she would always push me away and I didn't understand why. Anyway, her parents wanted her to do something else. They had other plans for her, but she refused. She wants to go to Yaoundé to go and do her master's. So they sent her to Yaoundé to go and do her master's. Whenever I go to Yaoundé to go and pay a visit to my baby's father with our child, he would receive me in his auntie's house. So I thought that he was living with his auntie because that's what he told me. Until this fateful day, my uncle came to visit. He came to tell us that they just found out that my cousin is 7 months pregnant for my baby's father. That shook me. It shook me. I could not take it. Psychologically, I could not take it. So I decided that I was going to summon both of them, my baby's father and my cousin, and ask them all the questions that I had running in my head because I had to hear it from them. It wasn't enough to hear from someone else. I had to hear it from them. Whew. What I found out, it was worse than just the fact that she was pregnant for my baby's father, even though we had been together since I was 15 years old. She's about 2 years older than I am. My time is up, so like for part 2.